Over a century ago, two brothers had a vision. They knew what the Bay of Fundy could offer: the highest tides in the world, a jagged coastline, countless rugged islands, an ideal habitat for schools of herring where turbulent, icy seawater churns up rich food from the depths. So in 1893, the brothers started canning fish and introduced Connor's Brunswick sardines. The business expanded with new schooners and additional canneries. A legend of success had begun. The two brothers were Lewis and Patrick Connors. The company they started is Connors Brothers Limited. Today, Connors' sales are over $200 million, with a diverse product line expanding around the world. Connors, along with their Canadian West Coast processing partner, BC Packers, is part of one of the world's largest seafood companies, Weston Seafoods. The principal brands of Weston Seafoods include Brunswick canned seafood, sold and distributed primarily in Canada and the US, as well as in over 50 other countries around the world; Cloverleaf canned seafoods, the dominant market leader in Canada; and Paramount canned seafoods, a major brand in Australia and New Zealand. Brunswick frozen seafood institutional pack sizes and heritage fresh salmon are well recognized in the food service and restaurant sectors in Canada, the US, Europe, and Asia. The company is also involved in aquaculture fish feed processing operations. Weston Seafood sales are now close to $600 million and climbing. Their worldwide harvesting, processing, distribution, and sophisticated global marketing and sales organization provides Connors with a world-class infrastructure dedicated to growth and excellence. Connors Brothers is comprised of four major divisions: the Canned Division, Aquaculture Division, Fresh and Frozen Division, and Connors Seafoods UK Division. The Canned Division has several processing plants in and around Black's Harbor. The main plant is one of the world's largest and most modern facilities for canning herring and sardines. Operations incorporate all aspects of fish harvesting, processing, packing, can manufacturing, and warehousing. All products are produced to strict specifications, rigorously controlled and monitored as part of the Canadian government's quality management program, recognized as one of the most demanding quality control programs in the world. Only the highest quality products pass these stringent inspections. Brunswick, Connors' major international brand, includes a complete range of sardines, herring fish fillets, and fish steaks. The sardines and herring command a dominant share of market in Canada and in many of the major markets of the US, as well as in the Caribbean, New Zealand, and Australia. Other products include pink and red canned salmon, produced for Connors by BC Packers, and a broad selection of canned specialty seafoods from around the world, including canned clams, shrimp, mackerel, crab, smoked oysters, and anchovies. In addition to Brunswick, Banquet and Fairhaven are major household brands in many of the Caribbean islands. Port Clyde and Holmes sardines and fish steaks are strong regional brands throughout the US and are also available in a wide variety of sauces. Canned sardines and herring are also produced for the food aid programs of the Canadian government, as well as the Red Cross and many other charitable and relief organizations around the world. The Connors Aquaculture Division, along with BC Packers, is the single largest producer of fresh farm-raised salmon in North America. The division is vertically integrated with extensive operations throughout New Brunswick and Maine. In Beaver Harbor, the Connors Fish Feed plant is the region's largest producer of fresh salmon fish feed, making Connors the clear market leader in salmon fish feed sales. Not only is the feed sold commercially, it's used to supply the requirements of Connors salmon growing operations, such as their hatcheries, where over 1.5 million baby salmon or smolt are produced each year. These smolt are destined for sea cage farming off Eastport and Deer Island. There are also many independent farmers in the region who grow salmon exclusively for Connors under contract. Connor's fresh salmon processing is done either at the Beaver Harbor plant or the larger processing plant in Eastport, Maine. A complete size range of salmon steaks, whole dressed fish, and fillets are processed. Connor's fresh salmon is sold extensively in Canada and the U.S. under the Heritage brand name, which is a major force in the food service and retail grocery trade. The Fresh and Frozen division markets frozen seafood products primarily to the food service sector and restaurateurs. Worldwide procurement and sourcing expertise is used to acquire quality shellfish and groundfish species from around the world. Frozen products include a broad range of frozen crab, frozen whole lobster and lobster tails, and a complete size grading of frozen scallops and shrimp. Again, all frozen seafood products are packed to strict product specifications, many of which must conform to the Canadian government's quality management program. The Connors Seafoods UK division operates from Peterhead, Scotland. Modern and extensive processing facilities provide custom-packed, private-label frozen seafoods for the major UK high street accounts. Products include a wide selection of breaded and battered frozen haddock and cod. Exact product specifications are assured with Connors Seafoods UK strict quality control. These major divisions are supported by a marketing and sales force stretching out from St. John to Portland, Boston, Toronto, Miami, Vancouver, Mexico City, and Peterhead, in addition to the support of a global broker and distributor network with major offices throughout North, Central, and South America, the Caribbean, European Union, Middle East, Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. Connors, a leading world supplier of canned, frozen, and fresh seafood products. For the past 100 years, Connors Brothers has been committed to bringing the finest and high-quality seafood to the consumer's table. A commitment of excellence which will continue for the next 100 years and beyond. For the past 100 years, Connors Brothers Limited has been recognized as a world leader in the development of the commercial fishing industry. Today's commercial operations for fishing, packing, and distribution of quality sardines and herring involve a series of complex steps. The Connors Blacks Harbor processing plant is situated within only a few miles of one of the richest feeding grounds for schools of herring and sardines on the globe. The forces of the world's highest tides acting over a rugged and mountainous seafloor churns the seawater, serving up an abundance of microorganisms and plankton which feed the herring and sardines. The most common method used for catching the fish is weir fishing. As the schools of herring attempt to swim back and forth with the tides, they're blocked by a fence made of heavy net strung between poles. This directs the fish through the weir entrance, which is closed off at low tide by another net, thus enclosing the fish. Gathering in the net forces the fish to the surface. Now a sardine and herring carrier moves alongside and the harvest begins. A pump is used to transfer the catch into the carrier's hold, which is refrigerated with icy seawater. Another method for fishing sardines and herring is seining. The seiners, or trawlers, catch the fish by seining with huge nets in open water. Whether seiner or weir caught, within hours the fish are at the Connors plant and the offloading process has begun. To minimize any bruising or damage, the fish are vacuumed out using modern Transvax equipment. A complex network of sluicing pipes transfers the fish to a grading station. The herring are graded by size before being water flumed to appropriate holding tanks of iced water for future packing or freezing. Sardines are conveyed to the packing room, where first the heads and tails of each fish are snipped off. To reduce environmental waste, they will be processed into fish meal or oil. Packers are very fast at their work. Many can cut and pack close to 2,000 fish each hour. A leading innovator in sardine packing technologies, Connors has also developed a semi-automated packing line to increase production. The sardine-filled cans are mechanically laid out on trays. These are stacked on carts and rolled into pre-cookers, where they will be steam cooked for 20 minutes before being removed from the other end. Each of the pre-cookers has the capacity to cook up to 10,400 cans of herring or sardines at one time. After, the pre-cooking carts must be rotated to drain off excess moisture. They are then moved to the filling and sealing line, where the cans are placed on another conveyor. The filling station is where vegetable oil, spring water, or any of a wide range of tasty sauces is added. Precision machinery permanently seals the lids to the cans by rolling over the edges of the can to ensure a perfect join. Any excess fish, sauce, or other residues from the filling or sealing operation are removed through washing. In accordance with the Connors' rigorous quality assurance policy, the sealed cans are rolled into heat processing retorts for cooking. Steam superheated to 240 degrees Fahrenheit will ensure the product is sterilized. The processing temperatures are monitored and accurately recorded. After the steam cycle, the cans are cooled with cold water before the doors are opened on the other end. The entire retort process takes 52 or 80 minutes, depending on container size, before the removed carts are rolled over to rotation cages designed to drain off the excess water. The next stage is the boxing line. The cans from the carts are offloaded onto a conveyor belt. Each and every can is inspected by hand to double-check that can seams are perfect prior to being packed in the required case pack configuration. Another popular Connors product is herring fish fillet kippered snacks. Herring are also transported from the holding tanks using conveyor belts. They are filleted on an automated machine that can fillet thousands of herring each hour. One method used for processing herring fish fillets or kippered snacks is natural smoking. Large trays of herring fillets are stacked on carts and rolled into natural wood smokers. Connors' secret blend of hardwoods is used to hot smoke the fillets at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Approximately 1 hour later, the golden smoked fillets are moved to the packing station, where they are individually inspected and packed into cans before proceeding to the filling and sealing line. Here, water is added before the lid is precision sealed on each can. Herring fish fillets or kippered snacks can also be seasoned liquid smoked. In this method, the raw herring fish fillet is carried on a moving belt which is part of a continuous cooker, pre-cooking the fillet before they're placed into individual cans. Further down the line is the filling and sealing station, where the appropriate oil or tasty sauce is added. As with the golden smoke fillets and sardines, the products proceed to the retorts and then the packing room. The cans are loaded in over-wrapper machines, which automatically wrap each can and heat seals the overwrap. To make in-store handling easier, merchandising trays of 18 cans each are packaged with modern shrink wrapping equipment. As with sardines and other packaged fish products, the boxes are palletized and warehoused for future distribution. The Connors Brunswick fleet of trucks assists distribution throughout North America and the world. Also in Black's Harbor is a state-of-the-art can and lid production plant, a major operation that can manufacture over 400 million cans and lids each year. 2 types of cans and lids are produced, one made of aluminum and the other of steel. For the production of covers or lids, pallet loads of already printed steel or aluminum sheets arrive at the plant for manufacturing. Each sheet has 8 rows of lids by 7 columns wide, which must be slit into individual strips. These are moved to the cover-forming press line, where the strips are automatically fed through a die machine that presses and forms the covers. To ensure there will be a safe seal when the lids are attached to the cans, the equipment also applies a sealing compound. Quality is constantly monitored. For lids which require the pull ring tab, custom machinery scores and attaches the pull tabs to each lid. The process for manufacturing aluminum cans and steel cans is similar. The metal is pressed over a die in a single action and the can bodies are formed. In the case of aluminum cans, the aluminum is supplied in huge coils which continuously feed into the can-making presses. Once cans have been manufactured, they are again quality inspected and prepared for storage or shipment to the Connors processing plants. Servicing the can and lid manufacturing facility and canneries is a sophisticated tool and die machine shop, complete with computerized milling technology. Many of the technological and operational advances of today's commercial fishing, packing and canning and market distribution operations can be attributed to Connors Brothers Limited, a world leader in the development of the commercial fishing industry.